Smiley!
What's up, Adam?
What's going on, buddy?
It's a great day. I got my mannequin girl with me.
Yeah, so we are set up on a different part of the store as we normally are. We've moved you into our women's section.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, Mother's Day is coming up this Sunday, so I thought that would be nice.
Get your mama full face.
Yeah, we've got women's shoes, flat pedal 510 shoes, gloves, shorts, jerseys, chamois, all kinds of fun stuff for your mom if she's a cyclist. So people should come and get that from her. Linda's joined us as well. If people are looking, you can see out onto the Camilla's patio, which is beautiful.
Oh, nice.
So if you're in the Eureka area riding your bike, come and eat at Camilla's. You know them from the Missouri Enduro Series.
That's right.
They do lunch at all of those. So we're excited about that. You were just at an enduro race this weekend, weren't you?
That's right. BME Arkansas.
Sure. So the Big Mountain Enduro, which
Big Mountain
is,
Enduro.
yeah, that's the last 2 years was at Shepherd Mountain. Shepherd Mountain got skipped out of the mix for this year. The Big Mountain Enduro will probably be back down at Shepherd here in the next year or two. But it was down at Mount Nebo for the first time, right?
Yep. I don't know if it was the first time there, but
Okay, I think it is.
How
did you do? You went.
So,
Other guys from your
yeah.
team went.
Mm-hmm.
How many of you guys total?
So I think there was like 40 of us, and I got like 30th or something.
There was how many
No, overall, I think there was 40.
in your
40.
class?
And I was racing 15 to 18. So
Okay, wow.
and I'm 15, so
Wow,
I kind
yeah.
of sucks for me there. But yeah, I mean, you're racing with kids from Colorado who dropped out of school and he's 6 foot tall and he's like, oh yeah, I'm 15. It's like, all right, dude.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, there was some solid competition out there. It's my first time like racing on a mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've never had a stage where it's 5 minutes long,
Mm-hmm.
and that really threw me off. Like, cause usually when we're at Chubb or something, the longest stage at Chubb's like 3 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and it's majority flat if it's going to be 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're racing downhill for 5 minutes, I've never felt that before. Cause then all my arms hurt. I'm feeling exhausted, and people think like downhill, oh, it's only downhill, it can't be that bad. But when you're pumping through stuff, going as fast as you can, it gets exhausting, especially when you're racing for 5 minutes down a downhill stage. So
Sure, yeah. Even just normal riding, the downhills, I get just as worn out from them as I do climbing back up. The climbing back up, you almost get to rest a little bit because you're sitting down and, being able to kind of control your heart rate a little bit more. So Interesting. What did you place overall by the end?
I think like 30 out of 40, nothing.
30 out of
nothing that
40, so
good.
you beat 10 people.
Yeah, I think.
Did they just not finish? They just gave
I
up?
think a few. I forget the amount, but there were some people who dropped out, who just couldn't do another day, so they just quit. And then I did beat some other people, but I had some stiff competition out there.
Do you know who from your Wheels Up Enduro team did placed best at the race?
Best? I don't know. Gavin, who works here,
Gavin, yeah.
he got extremely unlucky. I
Oh,
think
no.
every stage, something went wrong except for 7.
Oh, no.
So everything went wrong. I think I actually beat him by like 20 seconds, which that's not.
You
Gavin's
smoked him.
fast.
So you're now the fastest enduro kid in the shop.
He just got unlucky.
I mean,
I'll claim it right now.
The results speak for themselves. I mean, we can't deny that. So yeah, Gavin actually podiumed in which enduro?
Chubb, maybe? No, not Chubb.
Greensfelder.
Greensfelder.
Yeah, had to have been Greensfelder.
Yeah, I think so. Greensfelder or Zombiewood.
So yeah, he's a good rider, and that's what happens. I mean, when you do these races, any mountain bike racing really, for that matter, mechanicals are what sets the difference between, a lot of times on who's going to be on the podium or not. So a lot of fast guys, if they run into an issue, I know it's happened. Your coach, he typically podiums every race he's in. Normally he's winning them. And the only times I've seen him not podium is because he had a mechanical or something happen.
That's right.
How did your coaches do? Some of your coaches were down there?
Yep.
They did the race as well?
We got Cody down there. So Cody was a big help, especially because BME is different than low key, and that kind of threw us off. So originally it was going to be like everyone's spaced out 30 seconds, kind of like a NICA start, where they space you out every 30 seconds. And we're like, whoa, we don't know where we're going. So we kind of got a little confused, but then it ended up where BME just let us all of Wheels Up ride together, just like the Yeti factory team or any of them would. So we just rode together. So that solved an issue. We all kind of panicked because we're like, we have no idea where we're going. But, it was really nice to have coaches by our side, especially for mechanicals, because that beat up your bike an insane amount of 4 days of riding because 2-day pre-ride, 2-day race. It was pretty rough for your bike, so it was nice having that.
You had like a crew of what, 5, 10 guys?
I think like 7 maybe. I forget. Not a lot of Wheels Up people to come to Arkansas, but not the full team.
Yeah, and even, you know, for like the adults watching, obviously, if you're a teenage dude, then definitely sign up for Wheels Up Enduro or start looking into that. But Wheels Up, they've got a really cool camp that's happening here in a couple of weeks. But Wheels Up does personal training, so look them up, Wheels Up MTB. Cody does personal training, or they have classes and clinics for whether it's jumping or skills, from beginner stuff to very advanced stuff. Cody is a level 3 instructor, I believe, at this point. Am I correct in saying that?
Probably.
I believe he is a level 3 instructor. So that's kind of as high as the hierarchy on the coaches go. So whatever your needs are, you know, whether you're just trying to improve your regular daily ride, you know, at Bluffview or at Cliff Cave or whatever, you know, there's classes for that. And then there's also classes if, you know, maybe somebody listening wants to go down to Big Mountain Enduro at some point. Cody and the coaches from Wheels Up Enduro and those trainers, they've got that experience to help make sure that, you know, everybody's prepared down there and knows what to expect. So really cool that we have something like Wheels Up. I think one of the big things that keeps mountain biking from growing more than it could grow, because, you know, I know for a fact that if I can just get somebody on a mountain bike on a trail, one of two things is going to happen. They're going to fall in love with it, and they're just going to want to do it every day for the rest of their lives, and they're never going to stop, or they're never going to want to get near another bike again. And that doesn't happen very often. Typically, if I can talk somebody into getting on a mountain bike and hitting a trail, they're hooked. So it is really cool to have people like Cody, you know, that's supporting our bike community and able to teach those skills and help take riders from beginners and people who can, you know, start doing races in these different events and whatever else. So, you know, I think it's important, you know, even if you've had 5-10 years of experience riding a mountain bike, going to these courses, signing up for them, you're supporting, you know, not to say a good cause, because you will get benefit out of that, but you're helping further the bike community when you go and take a class. So maybe you think, I know everything they're going to teach me, or I don't want to feel silly. Even as a rider of 10, 15 years, you can go to a level 1 class and you'll learn things like, you know, what would be a good thing? You know, just level pedals, you know, just little catchphrases and stuff. Just use, you know, you'll get that one little bit. You know, you sign up for a course, maybe it's $50, whatever, for a clinic, $60, whatever they are now. They're affordable. But you sign up for one of those, and if you get one little nugget on, trust me, you will use it 20 times on every ride, and it will pay for itself in the amount of energy, the extra time you get riding, maybe the part you don't break because you've got a little bit better body positioning on your bike.
Exactly.
Like, there's all these little things, and it helps. You can watch all the YouTube videos you want about body positioning and braking and wheel lifts and bunny hopping and jumping, but it helps you. It's important to have that coach who's watching you do it and then providing input back to you and saying, hey, you know, we're working on wheel lifts, you did this, I need you to get a little bit lower and a little, you know, further back, or whatever it may be. You know, you have that coach who's able to, and sometimes they'll even bust out their phones, they'll record you.
That happens a lot too.
Yeah.
I mean, the YouTube video isn't going to be taking a video of you saying, oh, you need to do this next time. YouTube video is going to say, this is what you do, this is how you do it. But I mean, when you got someone there next to you who's been racing professionally, who's been a mechanic for 15 years, loads of biking experience, when they're telling you, it's a lot different than just watching a YouTube video. So I've came from a lot of skill clinics, all that type of stuff, and it's very much benefited me.
Absolutely, yeah. And again, you know, like, I really urge people, check out Wheels Up MTB, Roots Mountain Biking's another local coach. So the more we can support these organizations so they can continue to grow. I mean, Cody is very passionate about training and educating people on mountain biking and helping them progress to the next level. So the more folks we can get to sign up locally, the more people that can support or that can take these classes and learn something. You know, it's good for me too, because it's less bikes we have to fix, because you're going to be a better rider, you're going to be able to do it more, you're not going to break as much stuff. So I love that personally from a bike shop standpoint. but also just for our overall community. The more people we get riding, the better trails we get, the more fun stuff we can do, the more friends we make when we're out there. It's really cool to watch mountain biking growing, and we're kind of at this impasse right now where we've got all these new riders that came in during COVID. We don't want to lose them, so if we can get these training courses out there, if you're out riding and you're seeing somebody struggle in your group, suggest they look up Wheels Up MTB to either do private coaching or the classes. No reason to be embarrassed going to classes. There's a whole range of people that are at those. And then lastly, would you recommend, we'll wrap up on this, would you recommend that people go sign up for an enduro race out of town? What was your overall thoughts on the weekend and how it went?
All right, so what I'll say basically, BME is pretty extreme. That's a national race. So if you think you're prepared for that, it's going to be a lot harder than you actually expect. So the course could be really bad. The course we did was actually pretty easy. It was very similar to Missouri Enduro Series. But when you're riding 20 miles a day, which sums up to 3 to 5 hours, you're doing 20 miles a day and then 2,000 to 3,000 feet of just climbing. And that packs a toll. There's not much downhill, or not much flat. It's just up or down. So that really takes a toll on you if you have that endurance and that fitness to do that. It's a lot different than just going to Chubb for a Missouri Enduro Series, which this year is just about 12 miles and I think 1,500 feet of climbing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're doing double that in one day, and you got 4 days of that. So if you have that fitness and you know that maybe you've gone to some clinics, your bike's completely prepared, because it'll make sure it'll tell you if it's not prepared, because the thing's going to fall apart. A lot of riding, a lot of climbing, a lot of mileage. It really packs a toll on you. If you know you have that fitness, you've been training for it, bike's ready, your skills are ready, go ahead, go. It's a lot of fun. You're also going to be seeing a lot of the pros go down. I mean, you're going to see some of these guys who are best in the world, Cody Kelly was there, Specialized rider. I mean, 120 followers on Instagram. He's pretty big, and you just see him on the side of the trail. You just start talking to him. I've never really experienced that. And you see these pros come down. You think you're good, that you chose this A or B line. They gap the whole thing and did some crazy stuff. It's really cool to see how that works, and it's really cool.
Yeah, I think the BME races, whether it's at Shepherd or down at Mount Nebo or anything they do maybe in Arkansas in the future, it's really neat that BME is kind of expanded here to the Midwest for us a little bit, because you do have that opportunity outside of maybe going and riding at Windrock. You get that opportunity to interact with pros. And the cool thing about mountain biking, guys like Cody Kelly or, anybody else was there any other big names that you ran into down there?
There's some guys from Maxis who are really big.
Sure.
I mean, it's hard to remember everyone's name.
Right, yeah, and I'm blanking on the names that I know from Shepherd Mountain. But anyhow, the cool thing with mountain biking is, mountain biking is a big deal to all of us. It's not a big deal to anybody outside of our niche world. So these guys, you wouldn't, if you're a basketball fan, you don't get to go up to LeBron James and go talk to him.
Yeah.
But you do get to sit there. You could sit there and have a conversation, get some tips from Cody Kelly on the side of the trail.
For sure. I mean, that happened a lot, especially my brother. He was just washing his bike, and then he added him on Instagram, and he's like, "Oh, this guy's like professional," and it's crazy, because you talk to these guys, and they don't act all classy and all that. I mean, some of these guys, you don't even know when they're done riding and you're washing your bike or something. You don't even know they're a pro. You're just talking to a regular guy, and you're like, "All right, this guy's really good." I mean, it's not like you're talking to Taylor Swift or something, So that's what's really cool, and you get a lot of insight.
Is Taylor Swift your second favorite?
No, I actually really
celebrity?
hate Taylor Swift. I hate her songs. I can't talk.
We're going to cut that out.
We're going to have to cut that out. We're going to lose all our support.
You're going to aggravate all 2 of our female listeners to the podcast, right?
Love Taylor Swift.
Okay, good. Yeah, we're big Taylor Swift fans here at the Mountain Bike Shed. But yeah, no, that sounds really cool. And yeah, I recommend anybody go and do races like that. Here in the Midwest, we definitely appreciate the big mountain enduro, kind of starting to venture out over the last few years to get into the Midwest and help guys like you be able to kind of experience that. And for others getting into it. I mean, you were able to pull it off. You still had a good time. So if you've done some of the Missouri Enduro series, then maybe next year check out BME when it comes around, or even the Southern Enduro series in Arkansas, Texas areas. Those races, a lot of people ride as well. So that's it. Everybody, if they're listening now, then you are obligated to go to YouTube, subscribe. You want to give away a bike at 1,000 subscribers, a full suspension mountain bike. Woo! It's going to be crazy, but we got to get 1,000 subscribers. We're up to 270. So since I started begging people to subscribe, we've gained 20 subscribers, which is 10% almost. Please subscribe, please. Yes, yeah. Maybe we'll do, okay, if we get to 500 subscribers before, no. Well, I was going to say something mean. I'm not going to go there. I was going to say they could save your job. Everyone has until the end of the month to get us to 300 subscribers, or we have to let Riley go. We got to start making cuts. All right, man. We can't afford this. Please subscribe, guys. Please subscribe. Yeah, I mean, this is a big operation. Riley does a lot. I mean, production costs are high. We got to stream all the data. I think that's a thing people used to say that. Reason why they needed folks to subscribe. It's expensive. We do pay for internet here. No. That is expensive. We did just get a new camera system. Everybody complained that... not everybody complained. Everybody as in 5 people. People mentioned that maybe our podcasts were a little bit soft. I realize that as well. So we did get a new mic system that maybe allows us to amplify things a little bit more. So we're still playing with the sound levels. But this is what happens. We got 20 new subscribers. Audio got better. Imagine what happens when we get 200 more subscribers. A new employee. I'm cut. No, you'll have your job saved. Oh, I'll have my job. Yeah, we can't afford to keep you unless we get subscribers. I need people to I need fans in. So you do have fans. I feel like you are a reason why a lot of people subscribe. All my fans, make sure I don't get cut. Please subscribe to YouTube. And then just, if you don't want to watch the videos of me talking about watches or opening, I've started doing order openings for the podcast, which has actually been interesting, I think. And I mean, you order a lot of stuff, so you kind of forget. We get orders every week. You kind of forget what it is because you order so much. I 100% forget. It's like 100% like surprise opening. Mm-hmm. It's not staged. And now I'm doing with our bike shop orders, and we get those every week. So new content every week over on the YouTubes. I'm only posting those on YouTube. Not going to clog up everybody's Facebook feeds like our weekly podcast, but always tune in, subscribe, and we'll give away a bike when we get to 1,000 on YouTube. Oh, that's it. Yeah. Contest is going on. We're giving away a big muck off thing. Yay.